Hey, what's up? It's Ryan Stewman, and right now I want to talk to you about being essential. You know, we are currently shut down here in the state of Texas other than essential businesses. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize if their business was essential or not, so the state defined it for them. We find out things like plumbing was essential, roofing is essential, construction is essential, real estate is essential for closing only, so not open houses or anything like that. But there's a lot of clients of mine and a lot of people I see all over social media whose businesses aren't essential. And they're struggling because there's two types of non-essential businesses. One is like a luxury non-essential, right? Like buying luxury goods isn't essential. So the mall down the street is shut down. Then there is stuff where people bought things that like they just enjoy, but when people start cutting back on money, they're like, dude, I'm gonna stop enjoying this. I'll just wait till I get things together or whatever the case. And then there's non-essential businesses that were mandated by the government that they're not essential. We run a software business, and the only part that was essential of our software business was the accounting department. They said if you are somebody who's in charge of payroll, then you're considered essential employee of the company and you can still work. If you're in sales, you're not essential. If you are in HR, you're not essential. If you're the CEO, you're not essential. And while the government doesn't usually mandate what is and isn't essential in business, the market typically does. We're at a strange time. And you might find out that you sell something that's not essential. Maybe you were selling e-com shit that was something that people just laugh at, or something that people just thought was a novelty gift or whatever, and your business could be struggling. Maybe you sell something like an aftermarket warranty right now, and people really don't give a shit about that because they're not driving. Maybe you sell something like health insurance right now, and people aren't really paying much attention to health insurance right now. They're not switching it over because in case they get sick, they want to make sure that the one that they have isn't looped out or overlooked or something like that. So the question is, in a time like right now, how essential is your business? We're fortunate enough at Phone Sites, which is one of the companies that I own and I'm the CEO of. At Phone Sites, it's been very essential. People haven't been dropping off because now that we're going through this digital change where people are working from home and using social media more than ever before and using platforms like Zoom and everything else, we find out that Phone Sites actually is pretty essential to people's survival. They need to be able to collect leads. They need to be able to have follow-up sequences. They need to be able to use that to generate revenue for their company, and which is a good thing to know. But the flip side of that, I have another company that I sit at the board of executives that I'm an investor in called Icon Meals. And Icon Meals is an essential business. We're meal delivery, like restaurants delivery and stuff like that is essential business around here. The company has really picked up. Matter of fact, people have started investing massive amounts of money into the company because they see where we're headed with this. We're delivering food to people's houses. We've had a record month over there. And Todd Abrams, the CEO of the company, I'm just on the board and one of the investors. Todd Abrams is busier than he's ever been before because he found out that his business meal prep wasn't really they already do a massive amount of money every year, but now that we're going through this lockdown, people need his stuff more than ever before delivered to them. So we find out really how essential that meal prep business is to the marketplace. We find out that things like plumbing, I was just went to the place that works on my car the other day and picked up one of my cars. And there was a guy that had just bought a brand new Lamborghini that was there, and I talked to him for a couple of minutes, and he said he was a plumber. And he goes, it's funny because everybody thinks I'm broke as hell because I'm a plumber. And he goes, but the reality is I run a very large plumbing company, and we have gotten more rich during this downtime than you could ever imagine because these fucking idiots that went out and spent all their money on toilet paper are using more toilet paper than ever before, because this is how people operate. Now that I've got a lot of it, I can use more of it, right? That's how most people think. And so now they're wrapping their hand 4, 5, 6 times instead of 1, 2, 3 times. If you wrap your hand with toilet paper once, you might break through, and that is just a horrible situation. But now they're wrapping their hands more, clogging up their toilet. More people are staying home, shitting more often, clogging up their toilet. One thing he said to me, he's like, I can't wait till we run out of toilet paper and people start flushing paper towels. I'll be even richer. I'll be able to buy 2 Lamborghinis. So all jokes aside, how essential is your business right now? I had a person call me the other day and they said, hey, we run this software that is a bolt-on to another software, and people are canceling left and right because it's not essential for them to keep moving forward. He's found out the hard way that his business was something that is good in good times, but not so good when times are tough. You might be finding out right now that people really don't give a shit about what you sell because it's not an essential business. But the key is, how do you take something that's non-essential and make it essential? Okay? Like, there's always going to be somebody buying luxury goods when money's good. But when money gets tight, the first thing people start pawning and selling are their Rolexes, their Tom Ford glasses, their Louis Vuitton bags, and things of that nature, right? And those businesses are going to be hit the hardest during a downtime. They're for the last 10 years, they've been running really good, making a whole bunch of money, but they're not essential. It's not essential that you wear Christian Louboutin shoes. It's essential that you wear Vans and Nikes and Under Armour and Reebok and things of that nature, right? Like Cole Haan, for example. Not necessarily Christian Louboutin or Gucci. And so I want you to think, like, how can you make your business essential though? Like with phone sites, for example, it's an essential business because we're helping people get leads with ease. Maybe they're stuck at home and they don't have a computer or a fancy computer. They can still use their mobile phone to be able to build the funnel and get on the app on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever and communicate with people and present an offer to where people opt in and they actually have leads to follow up with. When I look at starting and investing in any business, from now on especially, but I'm going to look at it as, is this an essential business or is this something that's only around during good times? Like when you go to 7-Eleven and you're checking out, or Quick Trip or whatever, the Circle K, the convenience store around you, there's the essential shit that people need: milk, water, food, ramen noodles, things like that. And then there's the non-essential shit that's all sitting around the top, the lime and salt. So if you buy a case of beer, you might buy that lime and salt stuff. During these times, people just buy the beer. They don't buy the lime and salt stuff. There's all the little trinkets and toys and cords and cables that are cool and flashy. In times like this, people don't go, oh, hey, I've got extra money, I'm just going to buy this little trinket, right? That's not what happens. But what you want to do is you want to look at things, and I don't invest in companies that aren't essential, right? The reason why I'm a part of Icon Meals is I know that people are going to eat no matter what, right? No matter how bad things get, people are going to need food and they're going to spend money on food. I invest in real estate, single family real estate, by the way, because I know that no matter how bad things get, people are eventually and always going to need a place to live or rent. They're either going to need to buy or rent a place to live. You always got to have a roof over your head. I invest in software that is essential. I invest in companies that make sense to me, that even in downtimes, that not recession-proof, because there's really no such thing as recession-proof, because we all feel the blowback when things slow down, but things that are going to be still essential during a recession, right? People are still going to need to eat. They're still going to need a house. They're still going to need software and leads to generate for their business. So think about that. When you're investing in the stock market, I buy products that are always going to be needed during downtime. I have stock in Facebook. I have stock in Amazon, which I expect my Amazon stock to really go up when they report their earnings next quarter because of all the people that bought hand sanitizer and toilet paper. Literally, Amazon was sold out of toilet paper. Who told people that the coronavirus gives you the shits? Because it doesn't. But like, who told people that? Right? Like, that's the craziest thing ever, right? And I don't understand that. I could go off on a whole other rant for that. But because of that, my Amazon stock should soar in the next quarter. Amazon, I think, is hiring 300,000 new delivery employees within the next 2 months just to keep up with the demand. So, I mean, think about that. Investing in that was a good move for me. Investing in Facebook is a good move for me. More businesses are going to need to advertise digitally. More people are going to look at their phone because they're home. They're going to look at Facebook because they're home and they're easily distracted than ever before. That's been a good investment for me. I invest in Apple, right? I own every fucking product that Apple has ever made, from iPods to the old Mac to laptops. I got 3 laptops, 2 screens, 1 desktop. I got the Mac mouse, the Mac key. Dude, I've bought everything with them because they make essential shit. Like if you want to run a business, especially an online business, you need to buy Apple stuff, you know? I look at Microsoft as something that's not essential, right? Businesses may need it and everything else, and it's a great company, and I own a little bit of it, but nobody's buying Microsoft computers the way that they're buying Apple computers, okay? I also own a stake in places like Grubhub. You know, people are going to need food delivery for forever, so I've invested in Grubhub. And so think about your business right now. If you're struggling, I feel for you. You know, I understand and I feel for you. I'm very empathetic towards that. But how could you make it essential? How could you switch from selling something that is like an added bonus, one of the little lime and salts or the trinkets at the 7-Eleven, to the milk and water that they sell at 7-Eleven that everybody needs? And listen, I said this back in 2017, you know, in 2017, a lot of people hadn't really come out of their shell and started putting in hard work and saving money and stuff like that. And I said, man, if you're not living your best life now and you're not saving money and you're not making investments, like, what are you going to do when the shit crashes? And a lot of people are hating on me. Oh man, the market's going to be good forever and everything else. And I'm not like the I told you so type, but what I'm telling you is that you have to start looking at things as like, if there's going to be good times and bad, and you need to figure out how your business can survive in bad. This won't be the last time that we're faced with something like this. This won't be the last time that shit ain't good. This won't be the last time that the market corrects itself. This won't be the last time that we face massive foreclosures or debt forbearances. This won't be the last time that that happens. I survived it in 2006 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, because those were when the subprime days of the banks were ending. I have survived it now. I'm going to survive it in 2020. And I've seen it happen in the 80s. I watched my grandfather's bank shut the doors and our family go from living high on the hog because of the savings and loans to being shut down. And that left a big mental imprint inside of me. When I watched the shit start happening in 2006, literally I went to work in 2006 one day, and there was a huge mortgage company. We're talking somebody who did trillions in mortgages. The account executive calls me up on the phone. He's like, yo, Stewman, just keep sending us your loans. We're going to be good. Everything's going to be okay. Cool, perfect. Submit a few loans to him. 2 hours later, dude, they locked the fucking door of our office and we're not even there anymore. And they gave us severance checks and they made us sign a piece of paper in order to give us a check. Do not submit your loans. This literally happened within a short window of time. Okay, so things can go from like high on the hog. This is a dude that called me that was probably making $100,000 a month. I don't think the guy's ever recovered since, right? Because he was living in a fancy $1 million house, driving a Ferrari and all these other things, didn't put money back, thought the shit would last forever, found out there was a correction and got hit. Some of you are facing that right now. And all I would tell you is allow this to be a time that you change the way that you operate. You make what you do essential. Okay, you make what you do not recession proof, but the ability to go through a recession and still survive, right? And so I would just encourage you to take the time right now to do some inventory. Am I selling something that will last, right? Something that will be around forever, something that stood the test of time? Or am I selling trinkets at the front of 7-Eleven? If you're selling trinkets at the front of 7-Eleven, you're not going to stand the test of time, and you got to figure out how to turn those trinkets into survival mechanisms that allow people to, you know, want to use and need really to use your stuff no matter what. You want to sell things that people have to have. And you want to definitely, if you're an investor, you want to definitely only invest in things that people have to have. People absolutely need it in order for them to survive and thrive in down and up economy. So I hope this educated you a little bit. I hope it rewired your thinking a little bit. All I ever ask is that you just listen to what I say with an open mind. I'm not here to be like I told you so and rub it in your face. That's not how I operate. I want you to hear my heart on this stuff so that it protects you, your family, your employees, and the people around you, your customers, and everything else in the future. Let this not be a time of anxiety and shame and anger, but let this be a time of rewiring your mind for success in the future. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time.